In a quiet village surrounded by lush green fields and winding rivers lived a man named Thomas. Thomas was kind but lonely, grieving the loss of his wife Emily, who had passed away 2 years earlier. The house they shared felt empty, the silence echoing louder than any words could. One cold winter morning, Thomas walked through the village market and heard a soft whimper from a nearby alley. Curious, he followed the sound and found a small, scruffy dog shivering in the snow. The dog's fur was matted and its ribs were visible beneath its thin coat, but its eyes, those deep, soulful eyes, were filled with quiet hope. Thomas knelt down and gently reached out his hand. The dog hesitated, then limped forward and nuzzled his palm. In that instant, Thomas felt something he hadn't felt in a long time, a spark of connection. He wrapped the dog in his coat and carried it home. He named the dog Max. Over the next few weeks, Thomas nursed him back to health. Max's wounds healed, his fur grew soft and shiny, and his energy returned. But more than that, Max brought something back into Thomas's life that he thought he had lost forever. Joy. Max had a way of understanding Thomas's emotions that was almost uncanny. When Thomas felt sad, Max would curl up beside him, resting his head on Thomas's lap as if to say. When Thomas smiled, Max would wag his tail and bounce around the room, his enthusiasm infectious. The two became inseparable, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. One evening, as Thomas and Max sat by the fireplace, Thomas found himself talking to Max about Emily. He told him about how they had met, the life they had built together, and how much he missed her. Max listened intently, his eyes never leaving Thomas's face. When Thomas finished, Max placed a paw on his knee as if to say. Years went by, and Thomas and Max grew older together. Their hair turned grey and their steps slowed, but their bond remained as strong as ever. Then one day, Max didn't wake up. Thomas found him lying peacefully in his bed, eyes closed as if he were simply dreaming. Thomas's heart broke all over again, but this time it was different. He knew Max had given him a gift. A reminder that love doesn't end with loss. It lives on, in memories and in the lessons we learn from those we love. A few months after Max's passing, Thomas was walking through the village when he heard a familiar sound, a soft whimper coming from an alley. He turned the corner and saw a small, scruffy puppy shivering in the snow. The puppy looked up at him with deep, soulful eyes, and Thomas felt that same spark of connection he had felt all those years ago. He knelt down and reached out his hand. The puppy hesitated, then limped forward and nuzzled his palm. Thomas smiled through his tears and whispered, "Dogs have a way of finding us when we need them most. They teach us about love, loyalty, and the beauty of living in the moment. And though their time with us may be short, the paw prints they leave on our hearts last forever."